Start here this hour. Public servants are out in their numbers protesting around the country. They're demanding a 10% increase as opposed to the 3% offered by government. Workers are accusing government of arrogance and refusing to acknowledge their hard work. Our reporters Heidi Giokos as well as Nqobile Madlala on the ground bringing us the very latest live coverage. To start, good afternoon to the both of you. Actually, it seems we have Heidi for now. Good morning, Heidi. Perhaps just give us the very latest. We understand that the march is well underway.
Yes, indeed, it is well underway in Mfundo, and they will be marching all the way to National Treasury. What we do understand is that they will be handing over another memorandum to National Treasury demanding that 10% wage increase. Now, what's clear here is that government has said that there is a no work, no pay process that's underway here. So any public servant that has decided to embark on this particular march will not be paid for today should they be absent from work. And we have posed this question to a number of unions to say perhaps your members will opt not to come out in their numbers because they will not be paid for the day. And unions have reiterated that this is a fight that they're willing to fight for, and they want that 10% increase. Of course, government has put 3% on the table, demanding and unions are demanding 10%. We've seen a letter by National Treasury submitted to the PSA and other unions that marched 2 weeks ago saying that they do not have the fiscal resources to give this 10% increase, and that should definitely be brought into the context of this particular march, whereas the unions are saying that government does have the money, they've looted the money, they've neglected public servants, and how everything has gone up in life, the cost of living has gone up, and they are unable to afford basic things. We've even been told how people have been blacklisted, how people have lost their houses, they have been unable to pay for their bonds, especially exacerbated by the COVID-19 pandemic. But unions are saying that they want that 10%, and government is saying, but we do not have this. And time again, we've heard Finance Minister Nqobile saying they do not have the fiscal resources to do so. I'm just going to try and move because I am at the back of a bakkie, but you can see that the march is well underway, and what we can see is that the SACP General Secretary Swali Mapaela is also here marching with workers and a number of other leaders from unions. We can see Nahau is here, Kusatu is here, the PSA of course here as well. So it seems as though they're bringing in their numbers, and Pretoria right now is looking rather red in Mfundo.
All right, let's actually shift our focus now to Durban, where the protest there is being monitored by Nqobile Madlala. Nqobile, have the numbers significantly picked up since we last spoke?
Well, Mfundo, there's a saying that numbers speak for themselves, and these are some of the numbers that we are seeing behind us. If we can just slowly go further down so you can see. There's quite a lot of people that have already joined. Even though we see them from a bit far, you can see that there's quite a lot of them that have joined. We've seen taxis, we've seen buses coming in, busing people in, but also quite a number of them just arriving by themselves. But of course, we're now joined by SAFTU. You'll remember that SAFTU is also part of the federations that are going to be taking part or are taking part in this march. As SAFTU, tell us a bit about what exactly brings you here in Durban today.
Greetings to you and the viewers at home. We are here as SAFTU. I'm one of the presidents in the presidency of eNCA. I've got my checks here, one of the presidents in SAPO, National Office, and I've got the other leadership. There's Nihau, this side, there's Nqobile, the provincial leadership.
Nqobile, what brings you in Durban today? Why is it important that this march continues?
No, we want to show the employer that we are fed up about all these actions they are doing. This unilateral implementation of this 3%. We agreed on the PSCPC that we don't take this thing as unions, collectively. And then the employer walked out the PSCPC, decided to go to the public and pronounce other percentage, not the one that is on the draft or on the resolution there. On the resolution, we've got 3%. But when the employer was out in public, they pronounced 7.5%, and then they used this word to Zamin. And we are here ukuthi sibakhombise ukuthi we are fed up about this one. We are not taking 3%. Even if they already implement it, our workers, they must utilize that percent to go to these such events, because it's not the first and the last event of the labor movement. We're going to organize the shutdown. If this employer doesn't respect us, doesn't respond us positively, then we're going to organize the huge shutdown, national shutdown, if we may call it.
But what will this mean for any person that is on the ground, that is not even part of what is happening here, that needs the services from the public servants?
Yeah, we do care about people who need services from us as public servants. But we are the people. We are the father of the houses. They are the mothers of the houses. We are the kids of the houses. We need to serve people in our houses. We are the people with needs of life. This government doesn't implement the last leg of Resolution 1 of 2018. Then we sat with this government in PSCPC. They left us. They went to a constitutional court. Now they gave us last year 1.5%. What is 1.5% in this raise of everything in this South Africa, in this country? Everything is up. The petrol fuel is up. The food, everything is up. But this government decided not to give us the percentage we deserve. We put the demand of 10% in the bargaining council this year, and the employer decided to give us 0%. Up until we went down to 8%, they came up to 1.5%. We went down to 6.5%, they came up to 3%, and then they were stagnant on that one. They decided to implement it without our signatories. What is the use of being in the PSCPC if the employer can go out and implement something that we didn't agree on? That is our concern. We are here to show the public that this employer is arrogant. This employer is arrogant. The employer doesn't want abasebenzi bakhe bakahulumeni. We need to render the services to the people of South Africa. Silambile kanjani. That's what we are concerned of.
Yeah. And do you maybe feel that the employer might have had no choice at this point, that they had no money, that they go through that position of just implementing?
You cannot say the employer doesn't have money. This employer gave themselves 3%. Without austerity measures, but they are giving us as public servants 3% with austerity measures. These people, they are using the public money to travel themselves. They are using the public money to take their kids to school. We use our money as a salary to do all the things, but they are covered by us. They are using our tax to do whatever they need to do in their households. But Tina, they are giving us only 3%. On how much on my salary? On what scale? I'm earning less. I'm on the ground. They are on top there. They are giving themselves 3%. If the person is earning 1.2 million in a year, what is 3% of that? Compared to the person who is getting 8,000 per month. What is the 3% of that one? The government is not fair. They do have money. They are doing a lot of things to show that they do have money. But the only people that they cannot give money is the public servants.
The only person that they can give money to is the public servants. Now, how tell us, the public servants that are supposed to be in hospital today, that are supposed to be rendering those services, are they in hospitals in Durban today?
You can hear workers are singing, "Why she ukuthi asina mali." So the message is very clear to government to say asina mali. We are understanding very, very well that there are services that must be provided in the health facilities. But the MEC is there, the CEOs are there, the HODs are there. They must go there and provide services to our people. Workers have always been on the receiving end. Workers are clear, are saying we can no longer compromise ourselves. So the message is very, very clear to say we want 10%. We don't want austerity measures. We are here to defend collective bargaining.
What about the fact that they're saying that no work, no pay? Isn't that a losing end already for the employees that are here?
Workers have always been prepared. We are prepared for the worst. In fact, no work, no pay is just nothing to us. We are prepared for the worst. You know, if the employer can unilaterally implement 3%. If the Constitutional Court can say Resolution 1 of 2018 is null and void, we have prepared for ourselves for the worst. We know that this employer is going to victimize workers. It's going to use this thing of essential service to threaten workers. So we have prepared ourselves that we are going to fight, because if we don't fight, we will be undermining the 1973 strikes of Durban, where workers said enough is enough. We will be undermining those workers who said during the 1994 breakthrough, we need to have the amendment of Labour Relations Act. We need to have collective bargaining as part of deepening and defending workplace democracy. So we're very, very clear. We are prepared for the worst, and workers are resolute. They are more angry, in fact, about the implementation of that ridiculous 3%.
Ayanda Zulu from Know-How, they're speaking to us. So we are going to come back to you a little bit later on. I just want to show you, colleague, there's more people behind us. These are the workers that they are speaking about that have decided to put their tools down and essentially just come and join the march to emphasize on the fact that they want that 10%. So more and more people, we're seeing more and more people coming in. But essentially, the representatives are telling us that they will not budge, that they will not deal, they will not take the 3%, they want the 10%, and they will continue. We heard earlier on also that the 2nd of December will determine then what happens going forward, because they're saying that they're willing to take this even further.